which we are going to discuss is innovative. In that, we will going to discuss about the brainstorming. Learning objectives of today's topic are concept of innovative method means to be able to understand that concept of an innovative method. Types of teaching methods. What are the different types of methods? Conventional teaching method. What do you understand by the concept of conventional teaching method? Characteristics of conventional methods. What are the different characteristics of a conventional method? Fifth, non-conventional teaching method. What do you understand by the concept of non-conventional teaching method? Characteristics of non-conventional teaching method. What are the different characteristics of a non-conventional teaching method? Brainstorming. What do you mean by the concept of brainstorming? Types of brainstorming. What are the different types, importance, and merits and disadvantages of brainstorming as an innovative method of teaching? Introduction. Education plays a pivotal role of the pace of economic growth of a nation. Means education plays a very important role at which the economic growth of teaching is demanded. Through effective teaching is essential, and that is possible only when effective teaching is there. Effective teaching does not solely resolve around getting the vast amount of knowledge. Means we will say that effective teaching is that teaching only when a lot of a vast amount of knowledge will be given by the teacher to the learners. It delves deeper into the technicalities. That means it should have some technology, ensuring that teaching is based on assessing the learner's progress from one level to another. Education is in state of transition. There has been a change in education. The old method of teaching is being called into question. The old methods of teaching that has been used by us is now being called into question whether these methods are the best methods or not. And a new method of learning is being advocated to replace it. And we are talking about a replacement of those old methods that we are using to impart education to. Now, types of teaching methods. A. Conventional teaching methods, and the second one is non-conventional teaching methods. Now, what do you mean by the conventional teaching methods? Conventional teaching is also known as back to basics, means it's a teaching method, teaching structure that is also known by other name, and the fourth one is back to basics. Traditional teaching, or we sometimes call conventional teaching, as a traditional teaching, and customary teaching. Therefore, teaching method means conventional teaching method is a teaching method involving instructions where there is a involvement of instructions and the students. Traditional teaching approaches are generally teacher-directed means we are talking about the conventional method or the teaching method. They are teacher-centered or the teacher-directed means the whole sole responsibility of that teaching learning process is in the hand of the teacher. Where students are taught in a manner that is conducive to sitting and listening, and the role of the student just to sit and listen to what the teacher is saying. The traditional teaching relies mainly on a method that, that utilizes influencing that the traditional teaching relies mainly on a method that uses textbooks, lecture notes, memorization, and recitation techniques. Means when we are teacher is with the conventional method, traditional methods, the techniques or the approaches which are being used by the teacher are the textbooks, the teacher textbooks. Lecture the teacher are giving the lecture. Memorization, they are focused on memorization and recitation means they are just repeating, and through that repetition the learner will learn that concept. Education through a traditional format sees no clarity in catering to and diverse learners population. What we are saying that when a teacher is teaching with the convention and the traditional methods of teaching are used by the teacher, then it is very difficult to satisfy every learner needs for diversity among the learners or the need to develop critical thinking and these teaching methods, the conventional teaching methods, uh, do not able to develop critical among the learners, problem solving attitude, and not problem among the learner, and decision making. They do not able to take decision, but instead direct and assume a non-thinking and information. And what is the role they are just in a way there they are not thinking on anything. Information receiving mode, they are just means they are just receiving the information that is given by the teacher. The characteristics of conventional method. The first one is learning from memorization. Means it is focusing where the learning mainly basis is memorization. Learning is an abstract concept. Learning is theoretical. Means the whole focus of the learning is not learning by doing but on the theoretical basis only. Teacher decides the course of learning. And it is the whole responsibility of the teacher and the teacher decides what will be the course of learning for the learners. Interaction among students is less. When we are talking about the conventional method, the traditional method, the teachers are actively involved in the teaching learning process, whereas learners are passively listeners. What teachers are saying, they are just the recipients of the information that is being shared by the teacher. So we are saying there is a very less interaction among the teacher and students when the teacher is using the conventional method of teaching students. Good behavior based on external motivation, the motivation or the reinforcement which is given by the teacher, and that motivation is also the external motivation, and that motivation brings good behavioral change among the learners. Now, the next one is non-conventional teaching method. Non-traditional teaching methods are commonly known as innovative modern teaching methods. Means when we are talking about the non-conventional teaching methods, they are also called as non-traditional teaching methods and innovative methods. Means new ways of teaching the students. Modern teaching methods that involve the use of technology, animation, special effects. When we are talking about a non-conventional teaching method, modern teaching method, we are saying that this methods involve the use of technology. Means the teacher is using technology to impart the knowledge to the students. Animation and special effects to make the teaching learning process as an effective method of teaching that and are generally learners self-directed and interactive in nature. And in this, when we are talking about the non-traditional, non-conventional method, learners are also actively participate in that first thing. Second thing is interacting in nature, means there is a continuous interaction between the learner and the teacher when we are using a non-conventional teaching method in the class. The information and communication technology has made many innovations in the field of teaching. means the use of information and communication technology bring innovations, bring many innovations in the field of teaching and also made a drastic change from the old paradigm of teaching and learning and the use of information and communication technology, the use has been a drastic change is from the old traditional methods of teaching to the new teaching. The modern teaching method is effective. They are saying that the modern methods of teaching students is an effective way because the learners learn through socially interactive environment. And why they are saying that this is an effective uh, manner of teaching because this method makes the learner through social interactive environment become independent learner and they will emerge as an independent learner. This definition was given by Nugis and Jones in 2005. The characteristics of a non-conventional teaching method. The first one is peer assisted, means in that the peer member will assist to learn a concept. Problem-based learning, some problems will be given in front of the students. They will have to find out the solutions of that and team-based learning, good small conversations, fluid classroom. There is a blending of direct method or the traditional method with the ICT or the technology. Computer assisted method is being used as a teaching aid for teaching the concept or teaching the students teaching map. The topic which we are going to discuss is an innovative method and that willing to introduction. Brainstorming is a group creative technique. Means it's a technique of students, but that is a group creativity technique by which efforts are made in that efforts are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem in which efforts are being made to find out conclusion for a specific problem by gathering a list of ideas and the solution of that problem will be found out by gathering a list of ideas spontaneously contributed by its member. Gathering a list of ideas, different ideas will be gathered and contributed by its member. Who will be the member? The participants of the group. The term was popularized by Alex Frickley Osborne in 1953. The, the brainstorming was popularized by Alex Frickley Osborne in the 1953 in his book Applied Imagination. Now, types of brainstorming means there are two types of brainstorming. The first one is individual brainstorming, and the second one is group brainstorming. What do you mean by individual brainstorming? When you brainstorm on your own, when you are brain on your own, you don't have to worry about other people's egos or opinion, and you are uh, more to worry about people are saying what their opinion, what is their ego. You are not giving a thought on that, and you can be free and more creative, and you are free thinking on your own, deciding on your own, and you don't have to worry what others are saying. For individual brainstorming, choose a place to sit and think. Means you are involve yourself in the individual brainstorming means you have to choose a comfortable place where you think, minimize distraction. In that place, there should be a limitation. Means there should be no one try to find out a you can sit peacefully where there will be no one to distract you on your thought process. Focus on the problem at hand. Have to focus on the problem using mind maps to arrange and develop ideas. And mind maps to arrange your ideas that are coming to your mind and you have to develop them. Now, group brainstorm. There is an advantage of full experience and clear of all people. When we are talking about the individual brainstorm, here you are only alone sitting at a place thinking, arranging your thoughts and ideas. But when we are talking about the group brainstorming, you have the advantage of full experiences of creativity of all members that are present in the group. When one member gets stuck with an idea where the one member of the group is stuck with a particular idea, other member creatively and experience can take ideas to the next stage. Then the ideas of other members, those who are present time in the group, their creativity and experiences can take the idea to the next stage. Steps for run a group brainstorm. What are the different steps can be taken by you when you are effectively running a group brainstorming? Prepare the group. You have to prepare the group members for a particular present the problem. You have to present the problem in front of the group member. Guide the discussion. You have to facilitate. You have to work as a facilitator and the guiding the discussion. Analyze the idea. You have to analyze the idea. What are they? What they now prepare the group. Set up a comfortable meeting environment. In that, first of all, you have to decide a place where the meeting can be held in a comfortable environment. First thing, try to include people from a wide range of disciplines and different thinking styles. And when you are forming your group, you have to keep in mind that you have to include the people from a wide range of disciplines. Means from different disciplines, the people has to be there in the group and different thinking styles, and they have their different thinking styles. Appoint one person to record the ideas, and there should be a one person who will record ideas of the people, those who are sharing their in the group. That come from the session. Uh, he is recording the ideas, all the ideas that are coming from the session. Present the problem. Clearly define the problem. Means to the group members, you have to clearly define that this is the problem. Lay out the criteria that you must meet, and you have to present the criteria that they must meet. Give plenty of time. You have to give them a lot of time to the people at the start of the session to write down as many of their own ideas as they can. Means you have to give them a lot of time to the people at the start of the when the session is going to be started to write down as many of their own ideas where they can write as many ideas that comes to their mind. Then share the ideas. First of all, You have given them ample opportunity, ample time to write their ideas at the beginning of the session. Now, when you have given them and everybody says that yes, they have the ideas, then they have to start sharing those ideas with the other group members. Guide the discussion. After sharing ideas, start a group discussion. Means when every group member had shared their ideas, we will start with a group discussion to develop other people's ideas. And in that way, it will help them to develop people ideas and use them to create new ideas. And after the discussion will be help them to create a new ideas, new innovative idea will come to their mind. Welcome creativity. You have to welcome the ideas of people. If they are coming with ideas that has not been shared by anyone before, and to come up with as many ideas as possible, and you have to encourage them to come up with many, means as many ideas they can share as possible, regardless of whether it is practical or impractical. They don't have to be worried whether that plan or that idea has some practicability or not, whether we can apply that idea or not. Analyzing, you have to analyze the ideas that have. After brainstorming session, you will have a lot of idea. Means after the session has been completed, you will have a lot of idea related to that problem. Analyze these ideas and pick the best one. Now, you have to start analyzing ideas that has been shared during the group discussion. And after the analyzing the ideas, the analysis will be done on the basis of the practicality, whether that idea can be applied to the practical field or not. After the analysis, the merits, the advantages of that idea, how that idea can be able to solve that problem, means you will start analyzing the ideas. And after the completion of the analysis, pick the best idea can be applied to solve that problem. Now, for conducting brainstorming, no criticism is allowed during brainstorming. Now, this that important. We start criticizing the people when they are sharing their ideas. What will happen? They will not share their ideas again. They will think that I will do criticism only if I will share that idea again or the different idea. So, first thing is that you should ban criticism if you are using the brainstorm technology or the technique to teach. No criticism is allowed during brainstorming. Qualities of ideas is important. Now you have given importance to the quality of ideas. Wideness is good, means you are free to share anything, any idea regarding the problem. Crazy ideas are welcome, means we are welcoming any kind of idea, whether it's a crazy idea, the practical use of that idea is very less. Then also we are welcoming any idea of any sort related to any subject. Many times craziest ideas turn out to be the best one. And when we start with the discussion, what will happen? It might happen the craziest idea. You are thinking that this is the craziest idea. It cannot be helpful in getting the solution of the problem. But sometimes what happens? That the craziest ideas turn out to be the best want to get the solution of the problem. Bus session. A bus session consists in dividing an audience into small groups to discuss issue or carry out a task. Now, what do you understand about bus session? Now, when we are saying a bus session, now in that consists in dividing an audience. Session will be consisting when we are dividing the audience into small groups, into different small groups to discuss an issue. And in that small group, everyone has to be participating to discuss any issues or carry out a task. Or in that group, we have given them a particular task and they have to carry out that particular task. The group work simulation simultaneously in the same group. Now the group work small groups that has been divided into smaller ones will work simultaneously in group. The word bus comes from the resulting noise. And why we are calling it as a bus session, because as the word comes from the resulting noise, so after the session, after the discussion, after the small group discussion, there will be a noises related, because there will be a continuous sharing of ideas how to solve that particular problem. That's why we are calling it a bus. Now, conduct of session, how that session has to be conducted. Groups may be set up in advance. Means when we are starting with the sessions, bus sessions or brainstorming, and we are saying in that we have to divide the group into groups. Means groups may be set up in advance. We have to set up groups in advance only. Not on the spot, but it can be done at that time also. Specify each group task. You have to give that this is your task. Every group has its particular task. Ask participants to introduce themselves. Now, first of all, what will happen? Every participant in the group member has has to be given an opportunity so that they can introduce themselves to each other. Before beginning their discussion means there should be a little interaction among the group members, and in that interaction they will allow to introduce themselves to means a session where they will be chance or an opportunity so that each can know each other. A rapport can be established easily. Let group discussion for no more than 20 minutes. Means you have to give them a time limit of not more than 20 minutes for that discussion. Warn them 2 minutes before the end. At when the 18 minutes will be completed, you just give them the warning that now only 2 minutes are left. Gather the results. It should be brief and focused. Now, why that warning be given? Because if they will able to know that only minutes are only left for that, then they will start gathering the results that has been concluded after the discussion, and they will focus on preparing results that these can be the solutions of a particular problem, and it should be the results that will be presented by them. It should be in a manner. It should not be so long, and focus means it should be on focusing on solving the problems only. uses, a large number of ideas can be collected in a short time. Means large number of ideas related to a or specific topic can be in a short time. Means in a short duration, we will able to collect a number of ideas. Each participants have an opportunity. Every participant have given an equal opportunity to speak in that group. Participation is stimulated for the next means those participants, those who are actively involved themselves in the group discussion, uh, is stimulated for the next activity. Provide valuable feedback information to resource person, and you have to give a valuable feedback information to the resource person. Brainstorming buzz session helps. The brainstorming and the buzz session helps the learner. Encourage your students to speak. Now, it will give them the opportunity to speak. So, encouraging the students to speak. Encourage your students to share ideas, and you will encourage the students so that they can share their ideas to each other. Improve students' skill, and the students will learn how to work in group. Students' confidence. Now, how it's improving the confidence? The students were encouraged to speak. They are encouraged to share their ideas. That will definitely improve their confidence to speak in front of others members or in front of situations, and it's also encourage them to share their ideas also. Encourage to learn from others means we are encouraging them to learn from others also. How? Because they will listen to what others are sharing, what were point of view. Say so they are also learning from others also. It shows you what your students already know, and you will able to know that these are the prior knowledges and these are the things which our students already know before the start of that group discussion. Now let us discuss some MCQs. As MCQs are the best way to find out what are the learning outcomes of the students, how much they have learned a particular concept or a topic. Now the first one is dash plays a pivotal role to the base of economic growth of the nation. Therefore, effective teaching is essential. Now, which is that thing which is so important, and on that thing the growth of economics is dependent of any nation. Therefore, effective teaching is essential. Therefore, we are saying that effective teaching is very important or essential. Options are A. Education, B. Teaching, C. Learning, or D. Effective. Was that? So the correct answer is yes. The correct answer is option A. That is education. So we are saying that education plays an important role in the base of economic growth. Means economic growth will depend on the education that has been imparted, and therefore effective teaching is very essential for any nation. Dash refers to a teaching method involving and the students. That method of teaching where There is an involvement of instructors and now the options are A. Conventional, B. Modern, C. Fixed, or it's D. Duration. Now the student, these are the choices A, C, D. Now you have to select the correct one on the basis of given choices, and the correct answer will be yes, the correct answer will be option A, that is conventional. So a conventional teaching method involves instructors and the students in the teaching process. Now the third one, traditional teaching approaches are generally dash means the teaching approaches which have been called as the traditional teaching way, where students are taught in a manner that is conducive to sitting and listening. Now, where students are taught in a manner means when the teacher is using a traditional approach, in that students are taught in that environment where they are just sitting listening what the teacher is saying means they are not actively involved in the teaching learning process. Now the options are A, teacher directed, B, learner, C, or it's D, student. Now student, these are the choices A, B, C, D. Select the correct one on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer will be yes, the correct will be option A, that is teacher directed, where the whole sole responsibility, whole sole power of the how to conduct that class lies only on the teacher, and students are just sitting and listening what the teacher is saying. The dash teaching method is effective. Now, which method is called as an effective? Because the learner learns through sociable, interactive environment and become independent. So what we are saying that which method has been called as an effective method of teaching because it's an effective way, it's in called as an effective method because the learners learn through means learners are learning in this method through sociable interactive environment, an environment in which he is continuously interactive and become independent learner. And in the end he will become an independent learner. Now the options are A, modern, whether it is a modern teaching method that we are calling it's an effective. B, traditional, whether it's a traditional teaching method. C, learning teaching method. It's the teaching teaching method. So what will be the correct answer? Yes, students, what will be the correct answer? You have to select the correct answer on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer will be option A, that is modern. Now, the information and communication technology has made many dash in the field of teaching. So, what has made in the field of teaching through the use of information and communication technology? So, the options are innovations, the information and communication technology has made many innovations in the field of teaching. The traditional is has made many additions in the field of teaching. C, conventional means information and communication technology has made many conventionals in the field of teaching, or it's the methods. So students, these are the choices A, B, C. Now you have to select the correct one, and the correct one will be option A. That is innovations, means the information and communication technology has made many innovations in the field of teaching. Now, dash is a group creativity technique. Means a group is working in that, and they are working on creativity. It's a creative technique by which efforts are made, and by that creative technique, efforts are made to find out a conclusion for a specific problem. Means efforts has been made to find a conclusion that we come to a conclusion to an end for a specific problem related to a specific problem or a particular problem. The options are A. Brainstorming, B. Lecture, C. Role play, or D. Drama. Now these are the options. Students, now you have to select the correct one on the basis of given choices, and answer will be option A. That is brainstorming. Means brainstorming is a group creativity technique by which efforts are made to conclusion for a specific or a particular problem. Now, the term was popularized by Alex Franklin Osborne in the book Applied Imagination. Now, the term brainstorming was popularized by Alex Franklin Osborne in which year? Through the book Applied Imagination. Now the options are A. 1953, whether it's done in 1953, B. 1954, whether it is been done in 1954, C. 1955, or it's D. 1956. Now these are the options A, B, C, D. Now you have to select the correct answer on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer will be option A, that is in 1953. The eighth one, after sharing ideas, start a dash discussion. Means give the students the time for sharing their ideas. Now they have shared their ideas. Now what should be done after they have shared their ideas? Start a dash discussion to develop other people's ideas and use them to create new ideas. Now what is to be started, so that to develop other people ideas, so that other people also develop their ideas and use them, and they can use those ideas to create new ideas. Now the options are A. B. Individual, C. Focus, or its D. Duration. Now what will be answer? Now students, you have to select the correct answer, and the correct answer will be option A. That is group, that after sharing the ideas, we should start with a group discussion. Now, option question 9. Conventional teaching is also known as dash. What do we call conventional teaching, or what is the other name by which we can call the conventional teaching, or conventional teaching is known as? Options are back to basics, B. Duration, C. Fixed, or it's D. New. So conventional teaching is also known as option A, that is back to basics. Now, the tenth one, in that a large number of ideas can be in short time. Now, which approach can be used for collecting a number of ideas in a very short time or in a very short duration? Now, the options are A. Brainstorming, B. Role play, C. Drama, or it's D. Lecture. Now, these are the options, and you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer will be. Students, what would be the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer will be option A, that is brainstorming. So, brainstorming is an approach or a technique of teaching where a large number of ideas can be collected in a short time. Thank you so much. With this particular narration, you have understood the concept of conventional method of teaching. The conventional method of teaching is also known as the traditional methods of teaching. Now we are saying that these are the methods which don't allow or give ample opportunities to the students to interact with the teachers. They are just passive listeners. The teacher is also responsibility the teaching method when the teacher is teaching with the conventional method. The teacher can use the lecture method, the textbook method when using the conventional method in teaching. Then we have discussed about the non-conventional method. The non-conventional methods are the modern methods or the innovative methods that which can be used by the teacher in the teaching learning process. And these are brainstorming, the flipped classrooms, the small discussions, and these methods give the students an ample opportunity to interact with the teachers. It's give them the creative thinking. It's develop their problem solving ability. Then we have about the different characteristics of the non-conventional and the conventional teaching method. Then after that we have discussed about the innovative technique, and that innovative technique is a brainstorming technique. Now, first we have discussed the concept of brainstorming. What is that we call it a brainstorming where because a problem has been presented and the student have to present a number of ideas to find out the solution of that particular problem. Then we have discussed the types of brainstorming, that there are two types of brainstorming, then the uses, the advantages of the brainstorming, steps that are in brainstorming, and how the brainstorming can be a good method of teaching the students with diverse learning or with diverse attitudes and skills or learning techniques. So, in the next class, we will discuss about the other concept, and that another innovative method. Till thank you so much. Thank you so much for your patience.